People, deluded, I'm back again. Arsenal 4, Norwich 0, and I know our fans aren't at the Emirates, apologies, but you know, we return home, we return to winning ways. Couldn't ask for more. If nothing more comes of this season, right now, potentially we could finish ahead of Spurs. First time in a while I've seen us move ahead of Spurs in the table. You know, we're 7th. There's not much to be happy about, but you know, at the end of the day, we carry on our little bit of form. You know, we've been winning a couple games on the spin now. Obviously, Aubameyang is back to scoring, and congratulations, he got his 50th goal, I believe, and his 51st today. You know, Arteta did him a bit dirty, subbing him, and considering, you know, he didn't start the game at the weekend, he could have given him a run out, but, you know, I'm never going to disrespect Arteta. You know, it's 4-0. Although I'm not trying to discredit us, I feel Norwich, I was actually quite annoyed I know I'm an Arsenal fan, I've got nothing to do with Norwich, but I was quite annoyed because you're disrespecting your fans, you're fighting relegation, and at least 3 of them goals, it's just stupid mistakes to give them to us, really. And, you know, I'm not even going to complain, man, because it's 4-0, it's a clean sheet, you know, 3 points, and considering, you know, Saturday we've got Wolves, and it doesn't get much better from there. I know Leicester's had a bit of a blip, but I'm sure in no order we've got Wolves, Leicester, Spurs, Liverpool, games like this coming up, and stuff like that. Prior to the game, you know, Watford are Norwich are 20th. We can't disrespect them. We drew with them earlier in the campaign. We know they play good football. We know their backs are against the wall, and some of their players will get moves to Premier League clubs. Some of their players won't. So some of their players are fighting for their futures. In fact, the whole club is fighting for the future because, you know, Norwich will be okay, but, you know, you can imagine there'll be job losses, cutbacks. Certain players in that team, if you're not going to be playing for Norwich, you will not be playing Premier League football, people. And we know Norwich on their day, they can play good football. They've got a decent striker in Pukki. They've got Cantwell. They've got a couple young sort of players. You know, Godfrey was okay today. Jamal Lewis, Max Aarons, and things like that. Prior to the game, people, you know already, Guendouzi and Ozil are not involved. Cedric Suarez is on the bench. What else was there that I counted? You know, Pepe was dropped to the bench. Saka needs a rest, and congratulations that he's finally signed his new deal. We went with a 3 at the back. Obviously, this is only the 3rd time. Well, prior to the game, we was trying to win for the 3rd time in a row. Win 3 games in a row, which we've only done for the 3rd time this season. So we've managed to do that. Apparently, prior to this game, you know, 4 of our last 6 goals have been conceded in the 45th or 90th minute. So I'm looking to see Arsenal improve in that regards. We've only kept four clean sheets in the previous 17 games at the Emirates. So we know game management, lack of clean sheets, and there's a lot of cocktails. Well, there's a mixture and a cocktail as to why our season's gone the way it has. That being said, I'm not going to lie. First 5 to 10 minutes, first 5 in particular, I really liked the start, man. I think Ceballos was on it. Bellerin was quite poor in terms of his end product today, but definitely in the first half, the one thing he did was actually make that run, and Cantwell wasn't trying to go back with him. You saw Cantwell quite frustrated on the left-hand side. It looked like a 4-5. It looked like a 4-2-3-1 initially from Norwich, but it quickly became, you know, 11 men behind the ball, 4-5-1. They couldn't get out of their own half. Tim Krul and whoever was in the ball had no outlet. I think Ceballos was on it from the start. I think Xhaka did well. You know, apologies, people. Once again, down the left-hand side, when you've got Kolasinac, Tierney, Aubameyang gravitating out there, and Xhaka, for us anyways, that's where it's going to happen. Our right-hand side, obviously, Nelson's been given an opportunity today, and Bellerin, there's a lot of question marks. I feel our right-hand side did okay today, but between Bellerin and Nelson, they did lack that sort of cutting edge in terms of decision making. But first 5, I was encouraged, man. We had them in their own half. We started well. We're getting in behind. Everybody seems like they're on the ball. They want the ball and things like that. They can't get out of their half. Like I said, we just need to actually just put some goals in, really and truly. So I was really impressed, man. I was really apologies, people. I was really impressed with what I was seeing by Arsenal in the final third. Apologies, people. I know that's very unprofessional of me, but like I said, first 10 minutes I feel we was very confident. We just needed to score. I think everybody wanted the ball. Norwich started off way slower than I thought. They're giving the ball away cheaply. Their positioning is poor. On top of, I know we'll get onto it, but conceding the goals they did, I just feel they disrespected their club. They disrespected their fans. They disrespected themselves if they wanted to stay in this league. Yes, in the second half, like you've seen against Sheffield and Southampton, you know, the other team gets involved. Obviously in the 9th minute, Aubameyang forced a good save from the keeper as well. First 10 minutes, I think we played quite positive, but again, we just need that goal, man. And by 20th minute, you want to see that Martinez had to make a good save from, who was it? Was it Ben Godfrey? He hammered it. There was a period where I wouldn't say Norwich, I keep saying Watford, grew into the game per se, but they were starting to come out of their own half and things. And you don't want it to be one of them games where a team gains confidence and does something against us. Obviously, you know, courtesy of Aubameyang, we took the lead, if I'm correct. Yeah, we did. Like I said, we're pressing them. They can't get out of their own half and they're making individual mistakes. And, you know, it's a cheap mistake again from Tim Krul. He's caught in possession. But like Eddie, a couple of games ago, you keep pressing, you don't know what can happen. Aubameyang will probably not score as easy a goal as that playing for Arsenal, but they all count, especially someone that wants to chase the golden boot. And for Aubameyang, obviously, it's not a crisis, but, you know, definitely since he signed for this club, I think that was the longest goal drought he went on in these couple of games. So for him, you know, our striker gets a bit of confidence. We break the deadlock. We've got 1-0. And, you know, we've done what we can. I think we've played well. We've got forward well. We're not perfect, but we've done what we needed to do. And we've got our goal. You know, it's a case of 2 goals in 5 minutes. I think the one goal which I wouldn't be angry at if I was in the Norwich coaching staff was the second goal. You know, it's a lovely bit of play. There's a lot of people involved, but I'm pretty sure David Luiz and Xhaka. Luiz played a lovely ball. Obviously, Aubameyang played in Xhaka and Xhaka scored. It was a lovely ball from Luiz. Need to watch the game again. It's difficult to remember this, but I'm sure that second goal was a quality goal and Xhaka scored. And, you know, it's 2-0. You know, what more can I ask for? We're playing well. 2-0. Obviously, the age-old saying with 2-0 being a dangerous lead in football, and you need to be careful of such. But it's 2-0. What more can you ask for, people? And we're playing well. We're having decent half chances. We can obviously play a bit more. But going into half-time, what can I say? I think everybody's playing fairly okay. You know, Bellerin's end product is frustrating me. But just for the sake of him making that run, Norwich are in trouble. Left-hand side, we've got it on smash. Ceballos and Xhaka were up for this game from the first moment. Aubameyang has obviously got a goal and assist. It's lovely to see the confidence. Lacazette had a couple of opportunities. There was definitely one he should have scored, but I don't think he was appalling today. I think, you know, he's shown why Eddie is playing better than him right now. But yeah, man, we're looking all right. We're playing football. The fullbacks are making options. The 3 at the back are holding it up. Martinez isn't being tested too tough. And yeah, and it's just a case of, can we get that third? Can we get that fourth? Can we invent more of a cushion at Arsenal? Because again, 2-0 is a dangerous lead. Sadly, when teams play Arsenal, if you score 1 at being 2-1 down, you could probably believe you can get that. You can get that second or maybe the third. So it's about mitigating this. So half time, I wanted to see that. Give credit to Norwich though. I think, you know, they kind of went to a 3-5 sort of 2 in the second half. You know, Cantwell was more in the middle. They brought that young lad, you know, I forgot his name, the Irish lad who plays up front, Adona, I can't say his name, but the subs they brought on kind of made things happen. He forced a good save from the keeper. You know, Martinez again did well. I think Norwich had more of the football, and definitely in the first 20 minutes of the first half, I think they were at it. They were having a good effort and things like that. I think the problem is, again, you've got to respect yourself. Norwich, I wouldn't say they're getting back in the game, but they definitely started the second half slightly better than us. And you've got to play well. You can't allow individual errors. And almost, not identical, but you got to look at one of the goals that... There was a goal that we scored against Southampton, and it started from a throw-in. And again, it's kind of been originating from a throw-in initially. Like Dermot, he's just come off the bench. You've seen your teammates, how poor they're playing. It's a poor pass. It's a poor pass from him, people. And he allows Aubameyang to eventually get his second, get a brace. It's 3-0, you know. That gives Arsenal the cushion. It allows us to do our own thing, people. Obviously, they could have done much better. Second half, well, latter stages of the second half come, obviously... You couldn't make it up. It was almost written in the stars. Cedric Suarez, you know, he signed in January, barely played. We get a corner. Again, slight luck with the deflection, but he scores on his debut, and it's a fantastic touch. And the cynic in me, you know, he's shown more in the final third in about 30 seconds than Bellerin's shown all game. No disrespect to Bellerin. So, yeah, man, what can I say? It's 4-0. I think from a Norwich point of view, 3 of them goals could have been avoided, and I'd be tearing into my players at the end of the game, sorry. For Arsenal, what can we say? It looks like the perfect result. First and foremost, clean sheet. Second of all, 4 goals, Aubameyang brace. Confidence, we need to keep the confidence, whether we can win something this season or do anything of significance, getting a little bit of confidence. And for me, you know, if I had to find potential areas for improvement, if we look at the Sheffield and Southampton games in addition to this one, maybe we need to look at how we're starting the second half or whatever, or how we're finishing it, because I will say we was a better team than Norwich. We beat them 2-0 either half, but I think we're allowing teams a bit more of the ball and stuff like that, and to get more, you know, have more of an effort in the second half, and that's been the case of a couple of games we played. So that's something that we need to improve in. But what can I say, man? The games are coming thick and fast. You know, a lot of people pre-game was complaining about rotation. I wasn't upset about the lineup. The thing that shocked me the most was actually Nelson getting his start, because I knew it was going to come eventually. When that would be, I wasn't too sure. Nelson did okay, potentially didn't make the most of his opportunity. Decision making needs to improve, but I've got time for Nelson, man. I like Nelson a lot, man. It is what it is, man. I really give thanks to the pivot. I feel Aubameyang was quality, Tierney was quality. It was a good game, man. And what more can I say? It's 4-0. We move on to Saturday, where it's going to be a difficult away trip against playing against Wolves. We know they got some dangerous players, but for now, that's my opinions on this game. So I'm going to get out of here. People, DG.